You know I'm listening to all this right there, but Wolf don't care. He said yo ain't like that. I'm telling you he ain't like that. You understand? PA talking about, I don't need you no more, I don't need you no more. You know, saying I'm good. His mind was like always on 1,000, like always, and it's good in a lot of ways, but then you know it's always a price to pay. I don't care what you do.
You know, I'm listening to all this like that, but Wolf don't care. He said, yo, ain't like that. I'm telling you. He ain't like that. You understand? Well, Papa was talking about, I don't need you no more. I don't need you no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
His mind was like always on 1,000, like always. And it's good in a lot of ways, but then, you know, it's always a price to pay. I don't care what you do.
The drama surrounding Diddy CS and his family has taken a shocking turn, one that no one could have anticipated. It's the kind of betrayal so outrageous, so deeply tangled in greed, that could almost be mistaken for the plot of a high-stakes Hollywood thriller. But this isn't a movie, this is real life. And at the center of it all is Diddy's own mother, Janice Combs. Rumors are swirling that the woman who raised him, the woman who has defended him publicly time and time again, may secretly be the one working behind the scenes to ensure his downfall. The question is, how far would someone go to secure control over a fortune worth hundreds of millions? If the whispers are to be believed, the answer is far enough to betray their own child.
Evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles, and the indictment names the things seized that he allegedly made videos of these performances that have been named freak off.
Let's rewind for a moment. Diddy has long been painted as the head of a powerful, tight-knit family. From red carpet appearances to luxurious vacations, everything seemed picture-perfect. Janice Combs played the role of the doing matriarch, standing proudly beside her son as he built an empire that stretched across music, fashion, and entertainment. But now, with Diddy sitting in a Brooklyn detention center awaiting trial on charges that could destroy his legacy, cracks in the family's unity are starting to show, and the biggest crack of all, the rumors that Janice might be leaking information to federal investigators, feeding them breadcrumbs to ensure her son and even her grandchildren stay locked away for good.
But so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too, because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active, even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore, and the people may be fatigued, like we talked about prior to.
Sources close to the situation have claimed that Janice has been in quiet communication with investigators, providing them with key details about Diddy's infamous lifestyle and the alleged activities tied to his lavish parties. These whispers suggest that Gisa believes Diddy's legal troubles are her golden opportunity to take control of his fortune, estimated to be worth over $400 million. The reasoning isn't hard to follow. With Diddy out of the picture, Janice could gain access to the vast wealth. He's accumulated wealth that would otherwise be tied up in the legal fees and settlements his family is facing. It's a shocking twist, one that paints Janice not as the supportive mother Diddy has always portrayed her to be, but as a calculating figure who's willing to sacrifice her son for her own financial gain. Let's not forget that Janice has already been vocal in the past about Diddy's decisions, particularly the ones that dragged his name through the mud. She stood by him in public, sure, but insiders say that behind closed doors, her frustration with her son's reckless behavior has been boiling over for years, and now, with lawsuits piling up and Diddy's reputation in shambles, Janice might see this as the perfect opportunity to make a move. The timing is suspicious, to say the least. Reports have surfaced that Janice has been unusually distant from Diddy's legal team, refusing to participate in strategy meetings or lend her support in the courtroom. Instead, she's reportedly been spotted attending private dinners with individuals rumored to have connections to the investigation. Coincidence? Maybe, but it's hard to ignore the pattern.
Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes.
Yes.
The shopping thing is.
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
The family feud doesn't stop there. Sources claim that tensions between Janice and her grandchildren, Diddy's children, have reached an all-time high. Christian King Combs, Diddy's youngest son and a self-proclaimed heir to the family empire, is said to be at the center of a power struggle with his grandmother. According to insiders, King has been attempting to rally the family together in support of his father, but Janice has reportedly dismissed his efforts, instead focusing on what some believe is Her true goal positioning herself as the sole authority over the Khan's dynasty. This has allegedly led to heated arguments with King accusing Janice of betraying their family for her own selfish motives. The tension is palpable and it raises an uncomfortable question. Could Janice's actions tear the Khan's family apart for good? The whispers about Janice's involvement with investigators aren't just idle gossip. There's speculation that she's been feeding them information about Diddy's notorious parties, details that only someone in his inner circle would know. These parties, once celebrated as the epitome of luxury and excess, are now at the center of the accusations against him. Sources claim that Janice has knowledge of who attended, what happened behind closed doors, and most importantly where certain incriminated materials might be hidden. If true, this could be the smoking gun. Investigators need to build an airtight case against Diddy, and if Janice is the one providing that information, it would explain why the investigation has gained so much traction in such a short amount of time.
Sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home.
Okay.
The home he had in Atlanta. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're actually person in the video.
But why would a mother do this to her own child? Some insiders suggest that Janice's motivations might not be as simple as greed. There's speculation that she's driven by a combination of anger, disappointment, and a desire for control. For years, Janice stood by silently as Diddy's lavish lifestyle spiraled out of control, watching as he threw extravagant parties and surrounded himself with people she reportedly disapproved of. Perhaps this is her way of reclaiming the power she feels she lost. Others, however, are less sympathetic, painting her as a cold, calculating figure who sees Diddy's downfall as a means to an end. Whatever the motivation, the result is the same: a family in chaos and a man who once seemed untouchable now facing the fight of his life. The timing of these rumors couldn't be worse for Diddy's children, who are already grappling with their own legal troubles. Christian and Justin Combs in particular have found themselves under scrutiny as allegations continue to mount against them. Insiders say that Janice has done little to support her grandchildren during this time, further fueling suspicions that she's more interested in protecting her own interests than standing by her family. It's a stark contrast to the image of unity the Combs family has tried so hard to project, and it raises questions about what's really going on behind the scenes.
But like I said, the entertainment industry is very, very, very messed up when it comes to, the bigger you get, the more you had to do to get there. And so if you're not willing to put yourself in that position, you kind of have to put your foot.
Even more unsettling are the whispers that Janice has been encouraging investigators to dig deeper into the activities of Diddy's children, particularly Christian. Some believe she's using them as pawns in her larger plan, hoping that the pressure on them will force Diddy to cooperate or even plead guilty. It's a chilling thought, one that paints Janice as willing to sacrifice not just her son but her grandchildren, all in the name of securing her own financial future. If true, it would be the ultimate betrayal, one that could leave scars on the family for generations to come. And yet, despite all this, Janice continues to present herself as the supportive mother who's simply trying to do what's best for her family. In public, she's spoken about her love for her son and her belief in his innocence. But behind closed doors, insiders say it's a very different story. The whispers about her involvement with investigators, her alleged attempts to undermine her own grandchildren, and her growing distance from Diddy's legal team paint a picture of a woman who's playing both sides, whether she's doing it out of anger, disappointment, or greed. One thing is clear: Janice CMS is a force to be reckoned with, and her actions could have devastating consequences for her family.
Everyone keeps saying to me, like, how did you keep, why did you keep going? Why were you there? I'm like, it literally is around me. If I don't stay at home, this is the atmosphere I'm in. Like, I have no choice.
The fallout from this alleged betrayal is already being felt. Diddy's children, who initially rallied around their father, are reportedly starting to question whether their grandmother has their best interests at heart. Combs in particular is said to be deeply hurt by the rumors, feeling as though his family is crumbling around him. The once unbreakable bond between Diddy, his mother, and his children is now hanging by a thread, and it's unclear whether it can ever be repaired as the investigation continues and the allegations against Diddy grow more serious. The Combs family faces an uncertain future, one that could see them torn apart by greed, betrayal, and the weight of their own secret. And this is just the beginning. The drama surrounding Diddy's family is far from over. And with each new revelation, the stakes get higher as the investigation deepens and the whispers about Janice's involvement grow louder. One thing is certain: the Combs family saga is only just beginning to unfold. What happens next could change everything for Diddy, for his children, and for the legacy they've worked so hard to build. But for now, one question remains: in a family torn apart by betrayal, who can you really trust? The downfall of Diddy hasn't just rattled his family, it has sent shock waves through the entire entertainment industry. What once seemed like an untouchable empire is now crumbling under the weight of scandal, betrayal, and mounting legal trouble. But here's the twist: the real drama isn't just about Diddy anymore. His sons Christian King CMS and Justin Combs have found themselves dragged into the chaos, with accusations and rumors swirling around them like vultures circling a wounded animal. And while Diddy may be the one sitting in a cold Brooklyn detention cell awaiting his day in court, his sons are facing their own demons. What really happened behind the scenes of the Combs empire? And could their involvement signal an even darker chapter in this already shocking saga?
He is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, it is scary, because you think, this person, or possibly his social network, or the people he's around, could make or break your career.
It is scary because you think this person, or possibly his social network, or the people he's around, could make or break your career. Let's start with Christian, better known as King Combs. On the surface, King has always been the golden child, the heir apparent to Diddy's throne. He's followed in his father's footsteps, carving out a name for himself as a rapper and social media influencer. From lavish photo shoots to private jets and custom-made suits, King has spent years flaunting the wealth and power that comes with being Diddy's son. But the glamorous facade is beginning to crack, and the allegations against him are threatening to destroy everything he's worked for. According to multiple sources, King's name has surfaced in connection to some of the most disturbing claims tied to his father's infamous lifestyle. Insiders allege that King has not only attended but actively participated in the same kinds of extravagant parties that have landed Diddy in hot water, and if the rumors are true, his role in these events could be far more significant than anyone suspected. One of the most damning accusations comes from a lawsuit filed earlier this year by a woman who claims she was harassed and mistreated during a yacht party in December 2022. The party, chartered by Diddy himself, was reportedly billed as a family-friendly gathering. But according to the lawsuit, it quickly descended into chaos. The plaintiff alleges that King K took an unsettling interest in her, pressuring her to engage in questionable behavior and even cornering her in a private room. What's even more disturbing are the claims that King used intimidation tactics to assert control over the situation, leaving the woman feeling helpless and terrified. While King has denied these allegations through his legal team, the lawsuit has cast a dark shadow over his once polished image. If you say the wrong thing, or you complain, or I don't know, there's an element where you're just guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you, you can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or when they're constantly asking you, would you like to do, and you're like, well, I don't do, and they're like, well, why don't you do, and it doesn't stop there. King's alleged involvement in these controversies has sparked a wave of speculation about his role within the broader Combs empire. Some insiders believe that King was being groomed to take over the family business, but his alleged actions could jeopardize that plan entirely. Others suggest that King's behavior reflects a pattern of entitlement and recklessness that has been allowed to fester within the family for years. Whatever the case, one thing is clear: King Combs is no longer just a rising star. He's now a central figure in one of the most explosive scandals to ever hit the entertainment world. Meanwhile, Justin Combs, Diddy's eldest son, is facing his own set of problems, and they're just as messy. Justin, who has long been known for his laid-back demeanor and penchant for luxury, has been caught up in a series of controversies that are threatening to tarnish his reputation. From lawsuits to financial troubles, it seems like Justin can't catch a break. Earlier this year, he was sued by a luxury car company for failing to make payments on a high-end Bentley he leased in 2022. The lawsuit claims that Justin owes nearly $200,000 in unpaid bills, a shocking amount for someone who grew up in one of the wealthiest families in the business. But the missed payments are just the tip of the iceberg.
If you say the wrong thing, or you complain, or I don't know, there's an element where you just, I guess, manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or when they're constantly asking you, would you like to do, and you're like, I don't do, and they're like, well, why don't you do?
Justin has also been accused of throwing wild parties at rental properties in Los Angeles, leading behind a trail of destruction that has reportedly made him persona non grata among real estate agents in the area. According to one broker, Justin would promise to host small intimate gatherings, but would instead invite hundreds of people, turning the properties into full-blown raggers. The aftermath: broken furniture, trash interiors, and reputation that has made it nearly impossible for him to secure future rentals. While Justin's legal team has dismissed these claims as exaggerated, the damage to his standing within the industry is undeniable, and with his father's fortune now tied up in legal battles, Justin may soon find himself facing financial hardships he's never had to deal with before. What makes Justin's situation even more complicated is his alleged connection to some of the same controversy surrounding his father. Insiders claim that Justin has been named in at least one lawsuit involving inappropriate behavior at a high-profile event. The lawsuit, filed anonymously, alleges that Justin was present at one of Diddy's notorious gatherings and failed to intervene when things took a dark turn. While Justin has not been formally charged with any wrongdoing, the association is enough to raise eyebrows, and with the federal investigation into Diddy's activities still ongoing, there's no telling what new information might come to light.
Well, listen, when you're working, and this guy worked for Diddy, worked with Diddy, for Diddy, how was?
Yeah, he was a producer and videographer.
The Combs brothers' legal troubles are not just a family matter, they're a public spectacle, one that has captivated the media and left fans wondering how things could have gone so wrong. For years, Diddy worked tirelessly to present his family as a symbol of success and unity, but now that image is unraveling and the cracks are too big to ignore. Some observers have pointed to the toxic culture of excess that has long defined the Toms empire, suggesting that it was only a matter of time before the family's lifestyle caught up with them. Others have speculated that Diddy's legal troubles have created a ripple effect, dragging his sons into the fray and exposing them to a level of scrutiny they were never prepared for. What's particularly striking about this saga is the way it has exposed the darker side of fame and fortune. The Combs family has always been synonymous with luxury and glamour, but the ongoing scandals have revealed a much grittier reality. Behind the designer clothes and million-dollar homes lies a web of dysfunction, betrayal, and questionable decisions that have brought one of the most powerful families in entertainment to its knees. And while Diddy himself remains the focal point of the controversy, the involvement of his sons suggests that the problems run far deeper than anyone realized.
Consequences of what that could have been. So I didn't really talk about it. I should have gone to the police. I should have said something other than to my agent. I'm just thankful that there was somebody there, there was somebody at that party who helped me, because I could have ended up in a really bad situation.
As the investigation continues, the question on everyone's mind is what's next for the Combs family. Will Diddy's sons be able to salvage their reputations, or will they be dragged down by the weight of their father's scandals? And perhaps more importantly, how will the family rebuild in the wake of such a devastating public fall from grace? For now, there are no easy answers. The Combs brothers may have grown up in a world of privilege, but that privilege has come at a cost, and with the walls closing in on all sides, it's clear that their journey is far from over. But the fallout doesn't end with the Combs family. The entertainment industry as a whole is grappling with the implications of these scandals, with many questioning how such behavior was allowed to go unchecked for so long. Industry insiders have suggested that Diddy's influence and power created an environment where accountability was virtually non-existent. And now, with the truth finally coming to light, the ripple effects are being felt far beyond the confines of the Combs dynasty. From former collaborators to longtime associates, everyone connected to Diddy is facing scrutiny, and the impact on their careers could be just as significant.
Was using, allegedly, these events to invite them back to these private mansion parties and hotel parties and God knows what else. But he was utilizing the branded events to be able to, get the girls to come over to his private spaces. Allegedly.
Even as illegal battles rage on, one thing is certain: the Combs family will never be the same. The once unbreakable bond between Diddy and his sons has been tested in ways that few families could withstand, and while they may still present a united front in public, the private toll of these scandals is impossible to ignore. For Christian, Justin, and the rest of the Combs clan, the road ahead is fraught with uncertainty. Will they rise above the controversy and rebuild their legacy, or will the weight of their past mistakes prove too much to overcome? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip. Until next time, stay tuned and keep the conversation going. What